This is the pocket planner, my review of the adorable pocket planner in the layers. Okay, so just like the A5 in the video I just uploaded, it's the dark version of the layers. This is the same exact pattern, as you can see. Actually, it looks like it might connect. No, really close though. Maybe on the other side. See, this is what I spend my time doing. I'm supposed to be doing like actual planning. No, definitely not on that side. Anyway, so okay, it is the darker version of the layers as opposed to the light. Let me show you what that looks like. Right, it's a little bit lighter up front, and this is darker up front. I like the lighter better, but the dark is good too. So this is the pocket planner for sizing purposes. Let me show you what it looks like versus Post-its. Wow. It is really small, you guys. If you can picture how big a Post-it is, that's about how big this is. It's about 2 Post-its plus a little bit. It is small. So next to a pen. See, I think that the sizing really helps. So that's how big it is next to a pen. Next to nail polish, right? And we got the Post-its. What else can I show you? Oh, next to the affirmation cards from Erin Condren. It's small, right? That's basically what we're getting out of that. It is wee. Okay, so let's get into this thing. So it is a sewn planner. It's soft bound. It's not really as malleable. Actually, it is. It's not as malleable as even the A5, but that's just because it's tiny and you're fitting a lot of stuff in there. So next to that A5, let me show you the thickness. About the same. In fact, it's exactly the same, right? So big difference with the A5, you don't have the green binding. Yay. You all know how much I hate that. This is really great because you can just look at it. You don't even really need to put tabs on this thing and you can see what the different months are. That's January, February, March, April, May, June. I bet this one is June. Is it? June, yep. So you could just look at it at a glance and be able to see that. I really, really like that. It doesn't look as, it's funny how, you know, I talk a lot of smack about the binding. Without it, it doesn't really look as clean, but I would rather have this in a million times than, you know, a slightly prettier lining. Okay, so it does have the ribbon. We should yank that thing out right now. That does run the length and then a little bit extra. So if you are on, okay, all right, that's really creepy. The last time I did this thing, when I did my unboxing, I pulled right to my birthday week and I did the exact same thing this time. Dude, that's so freaky. Okay, so if you put it in there, it's just right like that. And then you can open it up. So let's get into the meat of this thing. So it is a pocket planner. It is sewn. So it's gonna be lay flattish. I think it's gonna be the official term is lay flattish. So pocket planner, nothing crazy. You know, it's got one of those things where it's kind of like stuck together here, but it just shows you 2021, 2022 dates. It is very, very light. The text is a very light color. Okay, so then you have your first month layout. Very similar, in fact, exactly the same as the A5 was. You have your month, and then you have notes, and then you have, God, can you even read that? You have holidays. Wow, that's so light. It's on the border of being too light to use. To see it, you have to like pull it up to your face to read it. So this is the month view. Okay, this is flip-flopped a little bit. So in the A5, you have notes on one side and then the other side. This even tells you what to do. It's kind of helpful. So let me show you the difference. This is what the A5 is. So you have notes here, but then on this side you have a blank box, bullet points, a text box, and then a doc right at the bottom. Here you have monthly goals, important dates to do. That's actually really helpful for me because I have no idea how to use that. But if you break it up into those 3, that actually makes a little bit more sense in my head. So really helpful. Okay, and then a page of notes, and then you go straight into the horizontal layout. So the first thing I noticed just right off the bat is how light the text is. It really is. Even when it says Friday, that's almost too small. If I had to give them any notes, this up here too, very light. I mean, maybe it's just me. No, yeah, that's a big difference. Right? This is very clear. May 10, Monday. This is like so light. December. Maybe it's because they did it in the colors. No, because even the black is really light. If you look at Monday versus Monday, that's a very, very big difference to me. It's okay, still usable, just hard to read. So then you get through the month. Let's just make sure it's the same as the others. Then you have a notes page, so end of the month, full page of notes, right into the next month, February, and your little layout, and then right in there. So it's going to take you, at the beginning of the month, there's no colored pages. This really on the inside looks like a focused planner, except for this little tiny pops of color. And they're so slight because the text is so light that you can barely see it. There is that color at the top. Okay, that's a little better. The April is better because it's a darker color, but the 2021, it's like in gray. I think that's what it is. They used gray instead of black. So if it were up to me, I would change that moving forward, make this black instead of gray, because it's like, maybe not the lines. I mean, if you look at this one, the lines are still dotted. They're not here. So the lines are dotted in the A5, but they're straight across here. But it is black text as opposed to gray, or it's dark gray. So that would be my note, would be to make it an actual true black. So then you've got May, June. They're very, very slight color differences. We're talking blues to purples to lighter purples, right? And then we get into October, November, and then December, sort of this bottom tab. I actually like that a lot. Okay, and then let's see what happens at the end of the month. So we go all the way down, and then you get the first 2 days in January because that rounds out the month. And then we've got note pages. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow. 12 pages of notes in the back, as opposed to the A5, which only has 4 pages of notes. This one has 12 pages of notes because they know that you don't have any space to write anything else down. And then that's it. That's the end. There's no pocket or anything. You could probably, I doubt you could add one of those small ones. Probably be way too big. I don't think you'd want to in the pocket planner. But just like the other one I told you about, as I flipped through it, it did shift the binding a little bit. But you can just kind of work it and it goes back. So I know that sometimes people talk smack about the sewn, but it's really beautiful and it really does snap back into shape. So my current plan, before I looked into this one and actually looked at the different months, was to use this as like a media tracker where I track daily shows, music, maybe books, probably not because I have a book journal, movies, that kind of thing, just for fun. I'm not sure that's how I'm going to use it now. They are real small and real light, but I think I might use that for the weekly, and then for the monthly, I had talked about doing like a mood tracker in my horizontal A5. I think I might do the mood tracker here because these boxes are so small, it would be just enough to put like a color. So if I color coded, right? Like, I don't know, happy is yellow, angry is red, that kind of thing. Just go off of the Inside Out colors from that movie. And then just sort of color code, and then you could see, add a snapshot, like what was your general mood for the month. I think it might be a good idea. So it's probably how I'm gonna use it. This is the pocket planner, you guys. Super, super cute. Again, for sizing. There's a pen. But this is great if you want to just toss it in your purse and you need a quick place for maybe appointments. I could see you totally using it for this. I probably won't, but maybe like doctor's appointments, or if you're on the go a lot with your job, especially if you're maybe like a realtor or work in banking or something like that. I could see that being really, really helpful to just toss in your bag and use on the go if you had a lot of appointments throughout the day. So that's the pocket planner, everybody. Hit subscribe, join me. So as you know already, I have the A5 and I have this one. I also use the Layers portfolio, and I'm going to use an hourly, so please join me on my planning journey in 2021. It's going to be crazy.